Good afternoon, folks, and thanks for joining us. My name is Tim Wheaton with MMA Sucker. Our guest today is going to be fighting at 164 in Manila on December 3rd. He's going to be fighting for the strawweight crown against Joshua Pasio. Jared Brooks, the Monkey God. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, man. I'm super excited for this bout. It's years in the making, so it's gonna be definitely not a doozy. We're gonna be going out and trying to kill each other. I want to get this done in first two rounds and see where it goes from there.
It feels like we've been waiting for this for a while. Like you've gotten all the wins. I think it was booked previously. It just feels like finally we're getting this matchup, right?
Yes, for sure. I don't even know what happened with that June 3rd bout. They said it was like some stipulations with one or with the Philippines. I think they were filming that time for the One Championship Philippines. I don't know, but that was nothing on my end. A lot of Filipino people think that I was backing out of that, and that is not the case. I was ready to get that June 3rd title and then go and move on and see like here he would have probably tried to get it back. So I'm looking forward to it, man. There's nothing that's going to be stopping me in this fight.
Man, so the last time that you and I spoke, you called out Stamp Fairtex for a date. Did anything ever come of this?
Stamp told me that if I won the one world Muay Thai championship or a Grand Prix, then she would. But then I was like, where's the stipulations for that, man? Like Jonathan Haggerty's a gangster. You got so many guys that have been fighting more. That's like saying, hey, Stamp, if you win a world championship in wrestling, then but at the same time, I mean, I'm willing to take the risk, Stamp. I'm a single man now. So it's like, what's up at this point? If we see each other, we see each other. I'm a lot more different in person. So I'm a gentleman and I can take you out and wine and dine you.
Man, she literally told you. She said, here's the chance. It's on the
Well,
table.
let me fight Rod Tang. Let me fight your ex and in a mixed, Muay Thai, kickboxing, MMA event, and I promise you, I can beat him quicker than Demetrius Johnson.
Man, that's the thing with MMA against a Muay Thai fighter in an MMA fight. Sometimes it just feels a little bit unfair. Like it was a fun fight and everything like that, but
Yeah.
like when it happens, you're like, oh yeah, of course. You know,
Well, you gotta last around. That's it. You gotta last around, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But I think it would be a crazy event for sure if I got to fight Rodtang. But I think that Jeremy Miato, I think that he just proved that Rodtang isn't as good as he is.
man, and you know what? He coming up here. He's fighting Joseph Lasiri. Do you have a pick in that fight? Like Joseph is my boy. I've talked to him a bunch of times, but like, who do you see coming away with that win?
Man, Joseph Laziri is a fucking beast.
Yeah,
That kid just comes out. You're getting hit no matter what. Bop 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 everywhere. So,
yeah.
you got Rod Tang, you got Iron Chin Rod Tang, and he has a hell of a hook as well. But I've got to give that to Laziri.
Man,
Got to give it to Laziri.
that's a bold pick, dude. That's a bold one. It's going to be an exciting one. But I do want to ask you, like, you get the title. You've been a
Yeah.
lot of the top contenders. Like, there's still Gustavo Ballart. Is there someone that you had in mind, or did you want to switch weight classes? Did you want to try a mixed rules contest? Like, in the perfect world, what did you want to do?
I mean, I know I'm probably going to get some flack for this, but Gustavo Ballart is bad for the division. I mean, everybody loves him, but he is bad for the division. I mean, he just looks like a midget. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, we are all short. Don't get me wrong. I'm a short man, but when you put Gustavo Ballart against anybody, it looks like they're literally fighting a midget. So it's the guy is super talented. He works with Yoel Romero's coach, which I've worked with before, and his camp is tremendous. And I'm not gonna knock any of his accolades, but at the end of the day, it still looks like you're fighting a midget. So, um, it's a lose lose for me, right? To fight somebody like Gustavo Ballart, because I think I could easily beat him. I think that I have the tools to go out and knock him out. But then people are just like, "Oh, you knocked out that little guy!" Like yeah, I had to. He's good, right? But sorry, I don't want to knock anybody in my division, and he is super tough. I promise you, he could probably beat like a lot of the top 10 in the UFC, right? But to the viewer eye that has never watched one championship, that is not a Gustavo Blart fan, then they see, holy shit, this little midget is very tough. then you got me beating him, and he's like, oh, you just beat a midget, bro. But I think that Jeremy Miato is on the cups. Jeremy Miato is very tough. I think that he has showed throughout the time that he's been in one championship that he can stay in that area. So with 1 to 2 more wins with Jeremy Miato, he's definitely getting a title shot. He's on 3 knockout win streak. So I'm looking forward to fighting somebody like Jeremy Miato. That big neck, I can take that home for sure. Besides that, I hope that they're bringing in more people that are good enough to fight somebody like me. But I want to go up in weight as well, and I think that the Adriano Moraes fight is on the cups, and I really want to fight him. He's a very tough opponent. At the end of the day, I have trained with him, and it is 10 more pounds than what he was usually actually fighting. So it's a tough match, and I'm looking for, dude, I want somebody to actually beat me, like not come out and knock me out, come out and submit me. I want to learn. You know what I'm saying? So sorry. So at the end of the day, I'm looking to fight the best of the best and put it all on the line. That's what it's about.
So here's the thing you're talking about Gustavo Blart on one side and then Adriano Moraes on the other. They're a foot. They're 12 inches apart. There's very different. Like Adriano Moraes is massive for that division. Gustavo Blart is small for that division. And you're saying, yeah, give me the big guy. Dude, that's a wild call out.
I want that because, one, it's just going to spring me up way more. And people are going to actually see the hard work and determination and the heart that I have. And I can put it out on the line against these strawweights. I'm not a big strawweight. I could fight atom weight. I'm 122 pounds right now. Literally, I could fight atom weight, but I want to test myself. I want to show against these big guys that everybody thinks are unbeatable, right? Demetrius Johnson's 5'3". He beat Adriano Moraes. And I think that I'm stronger and I'm faster than Demetrius right now, right? So I know for a fact I've rolled with Adriano. I've felt Adriano. And don't get me wrong, he was smaller at that point in time because he had to make 125, right? But no excuses when we fight, though. I am looking to come out and take him out in the first 2 rounds, and I think I can. I think that Demetrius took his heart a little bit and took his determination away a little bit. And like I said, in strawweight, I'm a bully, man. I'm not a big bully, but I'm a bully, right? And all of these people saying that I'm on steroids, all that shit, like, One Championship just initiated their drug testing system. So please, after this fight, be quiet, right? Because this body, it pisses me off when people say that, like, I'm on steroids because I have worked towards my body. I remember flexing as a kid, watching Rickson Gracie doing all of that ab stuff. I've been a part of that life. I just don't show it. I'm not an Instagram model. I'm not somebody that wants to, show everybody what I'm doing all the time because G's real move in silence. So I that's all I want to do. I want to move in silence and then show people in the octagon.
Man, yeah, but dude,
I'm sorry.
What? You got the body of like a Matt Hughes. Like, this is clearly like American wrestling strong body, right? We're not bodybuilders or anything like that. I forgot how we got on this, but what was I supposed to follow up with something? What about going up in weight and fighting Demetrius Johnson though? You skipped right over the champion himself. What about a match against DJ? Is that something you're interested in?
That's the goal. That's the goal at the end of the day. And I feel like Adriano and I have a little bit more beef to where it would set me up. Giving me a title shot against Demetrius Johnson right away, that's not cool. That's taken away from all of the rest of the flyweights. So give me Adriano Moraes. I'll show you that I can beat him in spectacular fashion. And then Demetrius is right there. And he needs somebody like me. He needs a heel, and he needs somebody that's going to push him and have a good fight. Because I think that he's a very durable fighter for a small fighter. So after a while, we'll see how it goes in 5 rounds.
Oh, baby, we are excited for it. But first, you have a major test. Like we're talking about what happens after the title. We still got to get the title. December 3rd, you're fighting Joshua Pacquiao. What's the game
Yep.
plan? How's training coming along? You're at the coach's house now. Tell us everything. How's this all coming together?
Man, there's no game plans. There's just go out and beat that ass. That's how we do it. We stay winning. That's our team motto at Match Fight Team. We stay winning. And and that's literally how I am. I'm gonna win and there's no excuses. There's all training, literally just going as hard as I can every single day. And I've been doing this for the past 24 years. So I don't I don't think Joshua Pacquiao is ever going to catch up to what I have brought. And I have fought better than Joshua Pacquiao. No knock to him. I have not fought the Wushu caliber with a calculated mind like Joshua Pacquiao has. But there's just no way, man. I've already got the checkmate before you even moved your first pawn, right? So I know that Josh isn't going to come close to my style.
Oh, so you're saying like it's okay, ask about the next fight. We're done with this kid already. We've already beat him.
I don't necessarily look over people, but I see these things and I know ways to beat him, and he probably sees ways to beat me as well. His coach is really good. Mark is really, really good, and their team knows what they're doing. But there's levels to it, man. There's levels to it. If I'm watching you versus you fought twice in the past 4 years, man. Right? So, I mean, yeah, you can sit there and build in the gym all day, but when you're in there, like I have 3 times in just 1 year, right? 4 times in 1 year, right? There's a difference. And there's a difference between our training as well. I mean, he's probably training for wrestling, all that, but I've got better kickboxers in the world than him working with me. I've got better jujitsu practitioners than him working with me, right? He's not going to find a better wrestler or jujitsu practitioner than me inside of his gym. He's going to have to go travel into the United States. He's going to have to travel into different countries in order to get those looks. So I've already got the looks down. I've already got, the fight down in my head, and I want to get it done in the first round.
First round. What's the technique? TKO, ground and pound, submission. What are you aiming for?
Like I said, there's no game plan in this game. You have to be ready at all facets, all times. So, yeah, I might surprise some people with my kickboxing skills, man. I have been working the past 6 months on my kickboxing, and that's with Justin Scoggins. That's one of the best kickboxers in the world, and he's telling me I'm looking sharp. So I'm looking forward to training hands as well.
Oh, man, I got goosebumps. This is an exciting one. But one of the crazy things about this fight, you're doing it in Manila, Philippines, bro. Like, are you gonna get in and out okay? Like, this is it's a rough pick. Like, did you hesitate when they said, yeah, we want to do it in Manila?
No, I want all the heat. When I got beat when I beat Davison Figueiredo and got the call, that was in Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo, pretty rough.
Yeah.
You don't get rougher in Sao Paulo, and I got lost in Sao Paulo like 8 hours. Like the day before weigh-ins, I got lost in Sao Paulo, and I thought I was gonna die. These people seeing me. Isn't that the guy that's fighting Davison Figueiredo? Oh, let's go get his ass. But I'm not scared of no Filipinos, man. Come on.
It's
my grandma. My grandma's Filipino. Why would I be afraid of a Filipino?
Love it. No, it's going to be an awesome one that's coming up on December 3rd at 164 in the headlining bout with the title on the line. But I love talking hip hop with guys. Last time I think we were driving or something like that, so we kept getting disconnected. You got a smooth style hip hop. Like, people don't know that like you might be a better rapper than you are a wrestler, which is saying something. Who are some of your influences that got you into hip hop?
Eminem, of course. There's you got people like System of the Down, like rock bands even. Like I'll hear their flows, and I'll just be like, okay, I kind of want to match that and want to bring that kind of energy, right? Then you have the old hip hop heads. I mean, I didn't really get started into like hip hop until I started moving in with my coach, James Lee. And he showed me all of the Detroit old heads, and then that's where I was like, okay, bars. We need to be working on bars here, and speaking some intellectual stuff, as well as I'm a badass, the regular stuff that's in hip hop.
Dude, that's sick as hell. That's absolutely awesome. So you got into some of the old stuff, some of the new stuff. Is there any rappers out there that you want to call out for a fight? You want to call it a Drake, a 50 Cent, a Macklemore, someone like that? Who do you want to throw down with?
Um, if it was, I mean, I would want to pick a tough rapper, right? So, but 50 is pushing 50.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, I would say because I love him so much, Bobby Shmurda.
Man, you're going for it. This is not an easy one.
Bobby Shmurda, you still ain't messaged me back on Instagram, so I want him to walk out with me one time. That'd be lit.
Okay, I'll message him right now on your behalf. I'll say, Jared, dude, let's get.
Everybody at Bobby Shmurda and have him walk out because I walk out in headphones to his fights, in my fights.
No, System of a Down was really cool as well, but I do agree with you that like that early 2000s, there was like a pop hip hop kind of combination. There were things like Korn, Limp Bizkit was doing that as well. I think System of a Down has aged really well. But like, what are you listening to right now? What's kind of on the playlist in this day and age?
I listen to a lot of Dave Brubeck, which is like old jazz, old classical jazz. I just like to calm and be calm and relax on my time off. And the frequencies that you listen to are you. So I don't want to get into like, I mean, old frequencies that you already know inside of your head, you know, that can give you good memories, but new frequencies, those can mess you up. So I just want to keep it cordial along the lines of music and, you know, just stay in a very calm mindset. And that's transferred a lot into my training.
Dude, wait, like none of this is just that was a sharp turn there of like we're talking like rap hip hop, we're talking fighting guys, and we're talking the Monkey God. Like this almost doesn't match the rest of the brand. It feels like that's quite a bold turn there. Tell us a little bit more of like what like are you meditating? Like what else is like a thing that we wouldn't expect about you?
I would just say, you know, just trying to stay as calm as possible. You know, when the devil messes with you, that's right before your brightest time, right? So I just want to make sure that my mind is in a good good thinking process to where when the devil does mess with me, to where I'm just like, okay, you know. But sometimes the frequencies that you hear in music, it can alter your personality and alter your mind, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I just want to eliminate all of that out of the equation and keep my mind at a good place. I'm still talking shit, don't get me wrong. Like I still want to beat Joshua Pasia's ass every day. But I would say yeah, like jazz music, reading, all of that just keeps your mind in a good mental state.
Man, absolutely awesome to hear. That's fantastic. And it doesn't segue at all into my next question. Tell us about the Monkey God moniker. Where does it come from? What does it mean? Tell us all about the Monkey God.
Well, if you have ever rolled with me, I am a backpack. I am a human backpack. I think that I have better backpacking skills than Aljamain Sterling, right? So, I mean, he's long, but
Yeah.
when I get on top of you and I have you. You are not going anywhere. So, that's part of the moniker. But I'm a huge fan of Sun Wukong, which is the Monkey King, and the Hanuman, which is the Monkey God. But there was a while where I was just like, you know, should I call myself a God? You know, like the Monkey God. But I started looking into Hanuman and Sun Wukong, and I do have a lot of those personality traits. So if you study Sun Wukong and Hanuman, then watch me fight, then it's pretty similar.
Dude, that is absolutely awesome. That's a really good story. Most guys are just like, I don't know, it was my Xbox Live gamer tag. And you're like, no, no, no. I studied it. I looked into it. I reflected before
It's
picking my name.
manifestation. That's what it is. If you're manifesting the stuff that you want in your life, and if it's powerful, it takes a lot of responsibility. But at the end of the day, like that manifestation does come true.
Dude, and it's working out for you. You're fighting for a title. Flawless run in one championship so far. Like things are working out for you, yeah?
Yeah, I got to thank One Championship for giving me the platform and giving me the opportunity. They could have said, fuck this American and, you know, pushed me off to the side. And they gave me that chance. And it was against somebody like Lito Adewang, which is, you know, a superstar. So that bumped me up real quick and it brought my confidence up. And that's all it takes, man. It takes confidence mixed with technique, mixed with, you know, your fortitude.
Yeah, nothing but respect for Lito. This is like an awesome all around guy and tough as nails fighter too. That's a harsh. They gave you that as the first fight like that. They wanted you to move into the top five as quickly as possible. Like it's a tough one, eh?
Oh, for sure. It was a tough one. If I was to go back into the fight though, I think I would beat him worse. Uh, no, just because I know how Lito fights, and yeah, he might make little changes, but he's not gonna come close to me in a second fight because the first fight you got my nerves. You know what I'm saying? Like I was nervous. In a second fight, if I beat you once, I know I'm gonna beat you twice. So I mean, don't get me wrong, anything can happen in a fight, but I know what I'm capable of, and I know what Lito is capable of now.
Oh, yeah.
So if he wants that rematch, everybody wants that rematch. We'll see if he can break the top five, beat Jeremy Miato. I think Miato would be a good test, even though he got hurt in that fight. But that's from those leg kicks, man. That's what happens. That's from those leg kicks. But I know at the end of the day, I'm the best strawweight in the world. There's nobody going to be coming close to me, bro.
Dude, absolutely. I'm excited for it. No, I know you're getting a lot of messages now, so I'll try to get
No,
through. Awesome stuff. I appreciate your time. Biggest MMA inspirations. Who are the guys that you looked up to and thought, dang it, I want to be a cage fighter?
yeah, that would be old school Vanderlei when he was hitting those Shudo fights, right? Got Kevin Randleman, good old Ohio boy. Got Mark Coleman,
Yeah.
got Tito Ortiz. I wasn't that big of a Chuck Liddell fan until he beat Tito the second time. But I was never a fan of Chuck Liddell's techniques. Never a fan.
The wrestling in reverse, as they used to say, all that sort of good stuff. Sprawl and brawl, like they acted like he invented it. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah. And how could I ever miss Vitor Belfort?
The
Vitor
original.
Belfort made me want to fight. Yeah,
Man.
Vitor was the main fighter that made me want to fight. After he knocked out Vanderlei like that, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do.
Man, when he knocked out Vanderlei in Brazil, this would have been like 25 years ago at this point. This was a while ago. However, if you're picking Vanderlei at that time, I know that every Vanderlei fan was the biggest jerk in the world on the internet. Like Vanderlei fan, or sorry, not Vanderlei, Vitor Belfort fans were just rabid. They'd be on every forum in the world. I was on a StarCraft forum. And one guy was like, no, Vitor Belfort would beat anybody in the world anytime. So that was you, yeah?
Except Sakuraba. Sakuraba's one of those people too, man. It made me like Sakuraba even more after he beat Vitor in Pride. Because that's when I was like, dog, like, I mean, it was a boring fight, but Sakuraba controlled that whole fight. And he just, I mean, Sakuraba is probably one of the best fighters of all time. Let's just give him that. But yeah, I would say, even going to those small MMA events as a kid, my dad taking me to these MMA events and being around those guys. And then I got to roll with them after the fights. I'm like, hey, you mind if I come in the cage and roll with you? And yeah, those guys doing that made me want to even fight more. So I was itching for a fight at age 14. That was my first fight. I lost that fight. Never wanted to fight again. My dad called me a pussy. Next 2 weeks, fought again and didn't lose until Davis and Figueiredo.
Damn, man, it's been quite a run for you. Starting way back in the day, starting with Vitor and Vanderlei to, like you said, haven't lost in one loss overall. Not a bad career. You're making it.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that, and I appreciate everybody that does support me, even though I act like a dick. I know my personal fans, and just know that that's just part of my personality. And if a wolf was in front of you barking and trying to kill you, I promise you would bark back, or try to display some dominance. So that's what I'm doing against my opponents. It's not that I hate them or I disrespect them. Actually, I respect them enough to actually try to get in their head to where I can manipulate and try to control them.
And that's actually really true as well, because I write about your fights enough that I know that like the way that you talk about Lito before and after, big difference. The way that you talk about Bokan was just like night and day. Like, and these guys deserve a ton of respect. So it's absolutely true what you're saying, man.
100%. They're both wolves. They're both hungry wolves that wanted to take whatever I had. So I'm not going to sit there and be like, hey, Mr. Wolf, I'll see you tomorrow for your fight. I'll be like, fuck you. Yeah. You're trying to take whatever I got? No. You aren't actually messing with me, bro. So, and that does get in everybody's head. And I mean it. That's why they get scared. And I do mean it. I mean, every word. This is not anything fake that I'm saying. It is planned out, but it's nothing fake.
Last question for you, sir. What
Mhm.
advice would you give to others who are now looking up to you? You are now the
Mhm.
guy in the sport. People are looking up to you now. What advice would you be giving to these people?
Besides working hard and working on your technical aspects, I would say mostly work on your heart and try to be a good person first, and then try to control that through mixed martial arts. Another thing I would say is try to keep your shelf life as much as possible. Don't try to use your ego in a gym and ruin your chin before you get a chance to actually get paid and make money off of fighting. So I want to plan to fight till I'm 40 years old. I'm a very smart fighter. People even say that I'm boring sometimes, but guess what? That brought me to new opportunities to where I don't have to be boring and I'm paid, right? So yeah, that's the main aspect that I would say. Just keep your shelf life, make sure your training partners, keep a small circle, and you'll be good.
Awesome stuff. Let me do a rundown and then you get the last word here. Jared Brooks is going to be fighting at 1164 in Manila on December 3rd, fighting Joshua Passio for the one strawweight world championship. Jared, shout out any sponsors, anyone you need to shout out, all that good stuff. You get the last word, sir.
Yeah, thank you, VHTS, for sponsoring me. Thank you, Mark Asmer, Jerry Millen, and his family. All of my managers, all of my coaches, all of my family members, and the people that have been involved in this process. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me, and we're going to go out and we're going to do it.
Thanks so much for your time, sir. Best of luck in the fight.
Joshua, let's go, baby.